In 2003, this is where it catches you with your pants down, because like I said, in 2002, sales were incredible.
Yeah, billion, yeah.
In 2003, sales was down almost 30%. So now when you lose 30% of a billion,
yeah,
you're down 300 and something million.
Yeah.
That is a lot of money to lose.
Yeah.
That's more than your
In 1
operating
year.
expenses.
In one year.
In one single year. So what it took was, that year was actually a wake-up call. Imagine if that year hadn't happened. That's what I thought of when I was looking into this, right? Imagine if that year hadn't happened and sales were only down about 5%.
Yeah.
We would have had another situation like 1993 where they look at it and they go, sales are a little bit down.
Yeah. Everything still looks fine.
But everything still looks fine. It's just a bad year.
Actually, you reminded me of how, that there's that movie, The Big Short, on how the 2008 financial crisis happened, and how there's a line in that movie where the guys are like, how did you find this? He said, we looked.
Yeah, we looked.
That's literally like, most of the time, and it's actually crazy to even think like this, right? But it really is. The guy looked at the books. He said, how many people are defaulting on their mortgage payments, and how many people are actually, or how many other bonds are actually being paid? The one outweighs another, and the problem with what's happening is that what's going to end up happening is eventually this is all going to implode, because someone has to take the brunt for the money that is defaulted. Now, if you have more than 50% of people defaulting on their mortgages, what do you think is going to happen? I'm 100%. Not saying it's 50%. And I'm guessing that's a similar thing here, is that it needed that 30%. Lucky for them, it needed only 30% for them to realize, whoa, we actually are, nothing's happening here.
Yeah.
Because if it had gone worse, or if it was still a bit good, it could have, the can could have been kicked along the way into the next year.
Yeah. So we never know what could have possibly happened with that, but that was essentially a wake-up call for these guys. And then they looked into it. What they did was, at the time, the grandson